One group of pupils in Bradford were back behind their desks this morning. Angry parents claim there are not enough pupil places at the city's secondary schools of their choosing, so they've been forced to teach their children themselves. Phil Bodmer has this story.
OK, we're going to start with English this morning, kids. I've got some books for you. I'd like you to read the first paragraph first of all, and then we'll take it from there, do some writing about what you've read.
Knuckling down for study, Year 7 pupils in Bradford getting used to their new classroom. But this is no ordinary school, and this is no ordinary summer holiday. From September, these 11-year-olds will have their lessons from a makeshift classroom inside a community cafe in Heaton. Today, parent, teachers and students alike were acclimatising to education away from the mainstream.
I certainly feel let down by the Bradford education authorities. They leave you with no choice. I live in the catchment area for only one school. The school is a failing school. It's renowned for not being a good school, and to not give you a choice because of the area that you live in is very unfair.
Education Bradford told Look North that of more than 6,400 pupils, over 96% have been allocated one of their 3 choices of school. But that cuts little ice with these parents.
We would prefer our children to be going to mainstream school. The mainstream schools of our choice, where we feel our children will get the best education. We're not professing to be teachers, we're facilitators in our children's education, and we can only do the best that we can do in the situation we're in.
But how do the children feel about being taught by mums and dads?
Because in primary school there were people who messed about, and now there won't be any of that, and it'll be really good.
It's good because because instead of going to upper school you get to do something different. And it's more fun.
And what do you think about sort of being taught by your own parents? What do you think about that?
Exciting.
As the majority of us enjoy the summer break, these parents and pupils will spend the holidays drawing up teaching rotas and timetables ready for the new autumn term in September. Phil Bodmer, BBC Look North, Bradford.
Well, I'm joined now by Professor RASJID Skinner from the Campaign for Real Education. Is this a growing trend for parents to take up the cudgels and educate their own children?
I think it is, and there's some very good home teaching packs available and a network that makes it easier for parents to do this sort of thing.
What are the kind of problems that they might encounter, though, and should be wary of?
The obvious one is the amount of effort involved. If you're teaching a child yourself, this is no easy matter. And sometimes there's been problems with local authorities that have a duty to make sure that children are being well educated, and sometimes a bit iffy about home education.
Do you think parents' expectations are too high? In other words, should they automatically expect to get their first 3 choices?
Well, I think choice is one matter in the selection process, but I don't think you can have expectations that are too high when it comes to your own children's education.
Yeah, perhaps not in this case that we've seen in Bradford, but aren't parents too quick to dismiss a school with a seemingly bad reputation?
I think there are problems with the rating table, certainly. But at the end of the day, I would trust parents' views, and people know what a school is like. It's not just educational standard in terms of GCSE results, it's also bullying and drugs and discipline and moral values and all those sorts of things.
I suppose people might look at other things as well. There's more to education than learning how to read properly, write properly, maths, etc. There's the all-round education that you get from assimilation within a school.
Well, I think the argument often is that in the present state schooling, there isn't actually that emphasis on all-round character building. And I don't know whether the Conservative Party is changing its view on this, but certainly in the last election it was mooted that the party would, if it had power, would pay £5,000 to each parent homeschooling their children, following systems in Sweden, I think also Holland. And with that, you'd see, I think, a real element of competition and real choice coming to the education system.
I suppose in the current climate you might see that being quite appealing as well. Professor RASJID Skinner, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much.